Wait, let's say our pronouns real quick. I'm a he.
I'm a starfish. You and I are sick.
You walked into a lion's den.
You wouldn't know that it was human meat until they said to you, human carpaccio.
When I think about eating people, not only do I think about how they would taste, but I also like to think about their personality.
Walked into a lion's den.
Just call me my guy and we're good.
Yeah, call me my dude. That's it. You sound like the dumbest robot made.
I am the dumbest robot.
Thank you for listening to Splittin Hairs. On this podcast, you're gonna learn about yourself. I'm Ashlynn Salzano.
My name is Chris Metcalf.
We're all lizard people anyway.
Wait, when's this coming out? Are we still in Pride? I think we're out of Pride.
When this comes out, we're out of Pride.
We're out of Pride. Thank God.
You're like,
tired of it.
What a month of love. Ugh.
Yeah.
What a month of acceptance. I'm over it.
So
Can we
over
just
it.
go back to not accepting people?
Yeah.
That's the world you want to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done with it.
Yeah.
So many straight couples were heading down to the Pride parade today.
Yeah, I've heard the rumors that a lot of straight people are like waiting in the lines and like
A lot of khakis and button-up blue shirts with
like
boat
out
shoes.
like out of towners too, and what's funny is like gay people are actually having a hard time getting into these clubs the event is supposed to be for them because like there's so many straight people there.
Yeah.
And like they were like, and the straight people are like willing to pay all this money and we're not like like so when they're like, oh, it bumped up to like more money, they're like, we're out, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been hearing some of that. I mean, like, we talked about it. We knew it was coming. What did we say?
We did.
What did we say? Do not like
Cheers.
Do not
Hey,
let-
happy Pride.
do not want straight people to like accept this holiday.
We love it. We love the gays.
Because once they do it,
The LBGTQ, ABC, whatever. We love them all. The best. Let's have a shot.
yeah.
I made this cocktail called the LGBTQ shot.
Yeah. Once
Yeah.
they're in, it's like Cinco de Mayo, the way we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, the way we celebrate St. Patty's Day, like we said before.
Hey, I think it's pretty not cool that Bud Light doesn't have a rainbow beer like they do for if St. Patty's gets green beer, they should make rainbow beer for the gays.
Like
for Pride
the
Month.
like the dropping.
Yeah.
The dropping in the beer.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so weird that like it's bad for you and you're still like chugging it. I'm like, why do you want green beer? I'm like, doesn't change the flavor. Just it's purely for looks, and then you're like putting that chemical in your body, like on top of the alcohol. You know, it's so fucking strange to me. When I used to work St. Patty's Day, I used to be like, man. People are weird on a drinking holiday because you can't even say Irish people are weird because it's like everyone celebrate. I know Dominicans that are like, yo, what you doing for St. Patty's Day? I'm like, shut the fuck up. What do you know about St. Patty's Day?
Yo.
But everyone's in. Everyone's like, it's drinking day.
Yeah, it's drinking day. Well, but like
that's what the Pride Month is gonna be. Just drinking day,
party
blackout.
time.
Yep.
It's gonna be great. Dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I mean, it's already starting. It's begun. It's
yeah,
funny.
it's almost ending. Today's the end, right? Today's the last day, no?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
hey, Kate.
Not the end of the month, but I think of
Is today the last day
celebration.
of Pride in New York City?
It's the last weekend day, I think.
But it's the events are done today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's the last hoorah.
Hoorah.
Yeah. It's funny, like, my brother right now is, like, in San Francisco, and I was just looking at his story before.
Yeah, I told you I saw them.
I didn't see them until just now, and he's, like, at a club, all men. They're all only
naked.
wearing underwear.
Yeah.
My brother just has underwear and a fanny pack with him, which is probably, like, filled with drugs. Like, and he's just, like... They're just going wild.
And you're looking at it and you're like, every day should be this.
And then And then I'm seeing a couple being like, where should we get brunch before we check out the parade? We're being gay today. And heading down to the fucking...
And like, this is like everyone's time for social media. Like everyone's like, now everyone like takes a picture with the flag, with the rainbow flag.
Yeah, and meanwhile, my brother's like, I don't know whose dick this is. Yeah, he's just like going nuts right now.
The way it should be.
The way it should be. Yeah. Wallin'. Yeah, that's how you do Pride, yo. That's how you do fucking Pride. Sean Metcalf.
Yeah. I feel like today one of our topics is technology.
Yes.
And I feel it's so heavy for me to do. I feel so much pressure to do social media. If that's even the right sentence to say. Like, when it comes to social media, and maybe it's because of what we do, because we're supposed to do, like, social media is part of our job as comedians. And so maybe it feels like a job. We're like, I have to post once a day.
Right.
Like, da. So maybe that's why we have that relationship with it. But I sometimes I see things in the street and I'll say a funny comment and I never take out my phone to record it.
Right.
And then there's just some people who do it and they're very successful. It's funny.
Right.
But it's like I'm never in that moment of like, you should take out your phone.
Yeah, because you're a healthy human being. That's why. I think it's a combination.
Or an older
of shit.
Generation, maybe.
Exactly. Like, I think it's a combination of, like, we're millennials, so, like, we kind of, like, ride that line of, like, enjoying going outside to the park. Like, usually when we hang out, like, rarely are we, like, both like this.
Yeah.
We're fucking talking. Like, we're a little, like, it sounds so corny, but it's like old school. Like, we just like to fucking talk.
Yeah, because everyone says, like, millennials are, like technology driven, but it's like we did have a period of growing up where there was no technology,
or it just wasn't like in your hands the way that it is now and as accessible. Like, growing up, to me, it was like there was one computer in the house.
I guess I wouldn't say no technology, but like the first time I had a computer in my house, I was like 15.
Right.
Like, I spent 15 years of my life knowing what it's like to not have a computer at home. So it's like I got my first cell phone at 14.
Yeah.
So like you're already, not that that's like, oh, I'm a big girl.
Having a Discman to listen to music and not having
Walkman?
Not even having an iPod.
You talking about a Walkman?
I thought the Walkman was the tape player and a Discman was the one for CDs.
I thought that was a CD player. I didn't know we called it Discman.
I think Discman was maybe a brand, like how you call tissue Kleenex.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
And Q-tips.
Yeah. It was like that.
Okay. No, I was just like, maybe I called a CD player and like...
No, that's probably also correct. Yeah,
right,
yeah. Like, kumasa, tomato.
Splitting hairs on
hairs. Yeah, on what you call Discman.
Yeah.
Discman, CD player, portable CD player.
Voting now.
Yeah. Email us now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like a little bit
I
of that
didn't mean like no technology. I just meant like social media. I got the social, because then I got AIM.
Right.
You know, like everyone got AIM, AOL, and all of that, and chat lines, shit like that.
So, okay, this, like, I wrote some of this shit down. So, well, to finish the thing we were just talking about, like, why you think that you feel that way, like the pressure.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of all that stuff. And I think, unfortunately, unfortunately, right? Like, fortunately, because, like I said, you're like, I consider you to be like a healthy human, right? Like, you like human interaction. You're not like you don't just like live your life online, right? You have a good balance, in my opinion. But like, the unfortunately is like, to do social media, you kind of just have to like turn your brain off and like just be like, I'm doing it and who cares?
But then I can do that, right? And I'm sure you can do that, but then you do it for a week and you're like, I'm exhausted. I need a break.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
The people that like constantly do it, like I can have like a week where I'm like just like posting bangers, and then it's just quiet from me.
Yeah.
And it's because like I just need that break. I'm like, I can't just be on social media. It's like sickening.
Right.
And it's like, no, I'm not like the type of, I'll be honest, I'm not the type of person to be like, put my phone away for a day. Like, no. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not like providing content.
Right.
I'm just like quiet. I'm like incognito. You know what I mean? I'm like on spy mode.
Yeah. You're just like, you're like a voyeur. You're just like, I'm just looking. Maybe I'll like something here or there, but I'm laying low.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, looking. Yeah, I when we wrote like some stuff down for this episode, like I like personally was like, all right, I don't want to go like down like the rabbit hole of like social media because it's so easy to go there. But like, it is like such a prevalent thing, but it kind of like one of the things I wrote down, which is like kind of applicable to this, like in thinking about this before the episode, I kind of like developed like a bit of a theory, right? Okay. So I think like technology, there's like, we have too much of it.
Right.
Right? Like, it's almost like the best technology is the stuff that's invented because like out of necessity rather than luxury or for fun. And I think once you start inventing shit for luxury and fun is when things start deteriorating and going bad.
Where
like
versus
you can you remember like AOL and AIM, right? Like you remember like putting up statuses too. Like if you wanted to like, I remember one time I broke up with a boy by putting an AOL AIM status. I was like, I didn't even talk to him. I was just like, single. Like,
we're done.
I just felt like single for the summer. And he like hit me up, was like, single for the summer? Question mark.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we're done.
I didn't even reply to him. I'm like, you saw my AIM status. Oh yeah. That's why I shouldn't date men, because I don't care about them like that.
How you gonna break up with Kate?
There's no breaking up with her. I either gotta kill her or stay with her forever.
It's either murder one or nothing.
Or live a happy life together. Right. Yeah.
So it's just figuring it out.
Yeah. So I'm still deciding.
And I refuse suicide.
Refuse it. But so you remember like that was kind of normal, and that wasn't like you didn't put all your thoughts or like pictures or anything like that. It was just like a status.
You're
boom.
Yeah.
And then it was like with AOL too, we were just texting like we text now. Right. And it's like, but now it's like the sharing, like the video, the commenting, it's a lot. The dances, the challenges that you're just
platforms, the different platforms, the crossover on connecting them.
So it's like your theory, like, right? We needed it to communicate.
Right.
And it was fine. AOL
and we're
was
beyond
fine.
that.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like overboard, right? It's like and maybe I'm being a little closed-minded and old school, but like I just feel like
for sure we both are.
Well, definitely.
We both are. We're two grandpas complaining.
Right, but like to me it's like okay, like the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
All you had to improve in my mind on that is like making sure the cell service has better range,
right?
And like maybe like I could hold more music on it or something. But like now it's like, oh, we got an iPhone. Like how many iterations of the iPhone? Like it's not good enough. Like it's like, but it's not good enough because we need the other shit that they're adding. It's not good enough because it's like a Swiss Army knife that doesn't have enough gadgets coming out of it.
Well, they're just like, at this point now too, also like right now in time, they're just adding cameras to it.
It's got like 8 cameras now.
It's like adding nipples to something. It's like they just keep adding nipples, and you're like, okay, like 3 nipples, that's really cool. Like we're all down, but like I don't need 5 nipples, man. Like at this point, like give me something else. You know, give me an extra pair of lips. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. It's like
I don't know how that analogy worked in my head.
I'm with the analogy because I was about to say like we've been fine with the 2 nipples.
Yeah.
Why do I need 3? I've been
but
fine.
If you want to give me 3 nipples, that's great, right? Like that's kind of weird.
Like, sure, fine, yeah. I guess if you're gonna give it to me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need it. But now you're giving it to me, and now I gotta wash it. Now it's got an infection.
But it's like a luxury, though, right? It's like.
But it is a third nipple a luxury. I think that's what we're realizing. Like, or I'm realizing, it's like these things that like they seem like they're luxuries, but it's just like okay. I can run a business through my phone. Well, people were able to run businesses before. Like, how many people's like lives have changed? Like, really, truly, in a quality way, how many lives have changed by having an iPhone? Like,
a lot.
But
the good?
Yeah. For the good?
Yeah, I think it's done good for jobs. I think it's done good for jobs and like communicating and like I mean, think about it too. Like, as comedians now, we don't need to go through comedy clubs. We just need a really good podcast, which... You know, we already got. We have, like, thanks to me, you know?
Right.
Thanks solely to me, all right? I mean, I'm carrying, okay? And then, but, like, seriously, all you need, like, you got a podcast, you got a good podcast, you put clips up, you're making money, right? You do sketch, it starts going around, Comedy Central's like, yo, we've seen your stuff, we want you to work for this show, whatever, right? And so, like, that helps us because we don't need to go through the agents anymore and the like bullshit and the monarchy, I think of it all.
Okay, but I agree.
And with stuff like TaskRabbit, like now you can just hire someone, be like, yo, I need this. So I think it provides more work. And I agree, but like, I don't think anyone's life has changed when you added a 3rd nipple. Photographers and filmmakers.
So that's a good point, right? So maybe that's...
So, like, I think iPhones have done a good thing, but
where's the cap where it's too much? Like the 3rd nipple, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's never too much. I want my phone to wipe my ass. It's never too much. I wanted to go. I'm not staying on this earth forever. Like, I don't care what happens after a certain period of time. Like, show me a phone that could wipe my ass and I'm fucking sold. Like, I don't care. Like, let's let technology go.
But there's like some technology
until it controls us.
There's like little tech, yeah. But like, okay, so even getting out of phones though, here's like a technology that drives me nuts, right? Carol, I'm sorry, but how many different style wine openers do we need? There's like every fucking year, there's like a new invention for a house, like for a suburban mom to like open a wine bottle. It's like, what was wrong with the cork screw
I'm sorry,
and
Chris.
pulling out of the fucking
I'm sorry,
thing?
but this is my time to redeem myself. Carol, you get all the wine openers you want.
No.
I
know.
You want, Carol.
It is such a fucking waste. There's one way. There's been one way to open wine.
Right. Oh, because you don't waste money. No.
I'm not saying I don't, but
so let her waste her money the way she wants to.
Oh, shut the fuck
and let her
up.
waste her money the way she wants
Carol,
to.
if you're listening to or watching this is a ploy. This is all bullshit.
This is not a ploy. All right. This is me, Cal, just letting you know. This is her trying
to earn brownie points.
This is me trying to let you know if you want to get rid of a kid. You got one. Get rid of him. I'll take his place.
Actually, I'll take this apartment.
Yeah. You're like, I
have ideas
I'll leave
for
my
redecorating.
Family.
Yeah.
For an apartment, a cheap apartment in New York. Sorry, it happens.
Times are tough.
But like the wine opener shit, like I know what you're talking about. Like it's just like it's a new invention every time.
Carol's got one where you put a CO2 thing in it and it like uses CO2.
But that's amazing. But that's amazing, right? Like isn't that like the point of it? Right? Like aren't you like, yeah, I want cars that like fly themselves. Like I want my sneakers. Like remember in Back to the Future where the sneakers just like tie themselves?
Yeah.
Like you want that, right? Like
But I guess it's like one of those things where like once you have it and then if something goes wrong with it, now it's like a problem. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's life.
It's like Biggie, like except like instead of more money, more problems, like more technology, more problems. You know what I mean?
More tech, more problems.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
Because like here's an example, right? Carol, sorry again, but she got one of those like robot vacuums.
The Roomba.
Yeah. And I've busted her chops about this. She gets it. She's like, oh, right. Now this thing will clean.
Pick up, yeah.
She follows it around when it's on. She's like, oh, look at it go. It's like, what? You're not saving time. You're just following it. So
you might as well just be sweeping.
Doing it, get a little exercise or something. And now you're just watching. It's like getting an R2-D2 and now you're just watching it make the stuff or
It's
whatever.
like getting a chef and just like waiting in the kitchen and being like,
instead
okay, crack the eggs. Yeah, crack the eggs. Yeah, I'm watching you do that. Like,
yeah,
it's supposed to save you time,
right?
And you're watching it, yeah.
And then I'm down there, and now the thing like hasn't been charging, so now it's like now I'm mad at a robot that I could like. It's like if we never even got the robot, I would have just done. You know what I mean? Now I'm not even mad at this thing because there's always just been a vacuum.
Yeah.
I mean, then there is the vacuum, but it's like an escalator, right? You're mad when the escalator's not working.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it's still stairs, but you're like, fuck. Now I gotta walk up them.
Right.
But if there were just stairs to begin with, you would have never been mad.
Yeah, and like you know how to do the stairs.
Yeah.
So it's not like Mission Impossible here.
That's like, it's like that. That's like where I feel like the technology where you're just like, God, like we just leave it in vacuum.
It could also like, and technology too, like ruining people too. It's not only just like that stuff. It's also like, I remember like okay, let's talk about YouTube, right? And like how you can look up anything, like you can look up anything and YouTube will give you a video to be like, yeah, you're right, it is true. Like this and that. Like there's so many videos out there that like no one's authorizing. No one's saying like this is a fact check. And like that's insane. That's like circling as news. Like my mom texted me one time and she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know to be careful because like at 9 a.m. there'll be no air.
Yo.
And I was like, excuse me?
Wait a minute.
I'm like, bring it back.
Wait.
Bring it back. What do you mean by air? Like, no. What do you mean by no air?
Wait.
Like no, like no breeze, like no wind, like humidity. Like what do you mean by no air? Clarify no air. Let's bring it back.
Yo, I love your mom. Yo, the fact I interpret no air as like no oxygen.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, me too.
So if I found out and believed that tomorrow at 9 a.m. there's no air, I'm not texting you.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Watch out.
Yes. Yeah.
The roads are slippery. No.
Be
it's
careful.
like,
There's a storm coming.
tomorrow, there's no gravity, and what space is like is here. No air, no oxygen. That's the end of the world.
Yes.
And your mom's like, be
So
careful.
casual. Yeah.
Like stay inside.
Like there's a remedy to it.
Yeah. Like stay indoors.
Like be careful.
There's no air tomorrow.
Yeah. Like close your windows. Don't let the air out.
Don't let the air that you have out.
Yes, because there'll be none tomorrow.
Save it in bags.
Yeah.
Yo.
And this is the problem with technology and all. Like, it's just accessible, this thing. And I'm like, you need to stop watching YouTube while you're high. Like, it needs to end. It needs to end. Like, it's gotten to the point where, like, she'll be like, oh, she calls me now about stocks, right? And she'll be like, my mom doesn't know shit about cryptocurrency. She doesn't even know what it means. But she'll call me and be like, yo, $50 on Dogecoin right now, on Dogcoin. She'd be like, Dogcoin. Like, she calls it something different every time.
Right.
And I'm like, Mom, do you know what it is? She's like, no, but my friend told me, right?
That's the hot thing. It's the thing.
He told me, oh, go put money. She'll call me again. Go put money. She's like, I'll even give it to you. I'm like, Mom, save your money.
You owe me money.
I'm like, save your money.
Yeah.
You put it on Dogecoin.
Yeah.
If it's so fucking good, right? She'll call me like, NIO, put your money in there. NIO, look for it. I'm like, what? Like,
what Vice doc did you just watch?
It's to the point where I was like, Mom, like, are you schizophrenic? Because you have like little friends. It's always like, my friend told me. No, I have a friend. He told me this. And I'm like, all these ideas are bad. Are these voices in your head? Like,
No,
what are
it's
your
YouTube.
friends?
Nope, they're not friends, not voices in your head. YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Well, it's funny you bring up the Dogecoin and the Bitcoin stuff, because that was one of the things that was like bothering me, like when we were thinking about this technology shit, where it's like, I feel like this past year with all the COVID shit has been a time of like money being made on nothing. Like this whole like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Like I get it. I'm not like, I understand what an NFT is. I understand what Bitcoin is, and like 90% of like
NFT
how it works.
is spooky, by the way.
It's spooky.
It's so far removed that
it's like nothing.
It's either, you know what it is too about NFT, and if you don't know what NFT is, it's literally like any artwork that can be sold through the internet.
But
and
it lives on the internet.
It only lives on the internet.
Right.
It's not like it ships to you and you get it. It's for the internet. And people sometimes sell paintings and drawings and logos.
Gifts. A gift.
Yes.
Do you know?
A Gucci bag. Did you know that a Gucci bag on NFT sold more than what it was like in real life, like going and buying a Gucci bag?
And it's not, it's like literally like do you know
But you know why they're doing this, right? I didn't want to interrupt you. I want you to go back.
Because they think they're gonna live in like it's Ready Player One. Like we're gonna live inside of like a digital world.
Like the future is only digital.
Right,
like
and
Wall-E.
people are making investments now to like for that later.
Yeah.
Because like they just sold.
And the scary part about that is that either they could be 100% fucking correct,
or they're just crazy,
or they're insane. And which one is worse, right?
Which one's worse?
Yeah.
And if we're gonna go based on like, do you ever do the thing where you're like, every time I follow my gut on this one thing, I'm wrong. So the next time I do this thing, whatever my gut tells me, I'm gonna do the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a thing, because every time like AIM came out, I was like, no one's gonna use this. As a young kid, I was like, no one's gonna use this. Everyone used it. Facebook came out. No one's going to use this. Someone made me my profile for both of those. They're like, get with the times. And they're like, give me your email. I will set it up.
Give me your email, Grandpa.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
help you.
And both of those things clearly all
have
took
succeeded.
the fuck off. So unfortunately, I think NFTs and getting up every day in your underwear and putting goggles on is the new
You
future.
even think about Netflix. Like when Netflix first started and they have the VHS that you had to mail in back and forth, and then the CDs that you had to mail in back and forth. And now, like no one, like Netflix ruined cable. And no one saw that coming.
Right.
It tore cable apart. Like cable right now is charging you like Time Warner. I don't know what everyone has, but they're like, I have Spectrum. They're like, we'll give you cable for free. Like, just take it. Like, if you give us $5 extra, like we'll pay you.
Better than it's like different. It's like better than cable because like even like the style and quality of shows that are on there, it like supersedes cable.
But into your theory too, then it gives you this thing where like you have too many options.
Right. How many times do we sit on Netflix?
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is dumb.
You like want to watch this, want to watch that.
This.
Yeah.
Now I got problems. Now I can't choose what I want.
And the thing about Netflix too is that it's like we're starting. And I've said this before. I think we're gonna have like cable, but on the internet. Because if you see like now Peacock is separating, like they're not giving like which is NBC, they're not giving rights to Netflix or any other streaming services for their stuff. They're going exclusive. HBO went exclusive. Like, you know, Paramount Plus, Netflix, Hulu, like Showtime, everybody's going exclusive. And all they're going to do to us, I promise you, is offer us a fucking package together. And that's exactly
Amazon's
cable.
going to buy all of it.
Yeah.
Amazon's going to own all of it. Yo, you know what kind of freaks me out about the internet? I don't know if we talked about this on our other episode about like the future shit.
Yeah.
Like the internet, right? It's this, you know, it's has hardware at its most core, right? You know, like about like the cables that like lay underneath the ocean and shit, right? Like it is at some degree like finite. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the internet most people I would think like me, like when I think of the internet, I'm just like, yeah, it's just kind of like magical world of zeros and ones that you can do anything on, really, right? Like it's this weird information highway. But like literally companies like Facebook like spend billions of dollars to lay their own cables like under the fucking ocean to create more bandwidth to like open this shit up. Like so like there's that, right? So there's like that part of it. And then when you really think about what the internet is, right? The internet, when it first came out, remember how many different ways you could access the internet? Like there was Netscape. There was like dial-up. Well,
right?
there was
That's
the
what you're
ways.
talking about.
Well, there was the ways. Right. There was ways you could get access the internet. But then there was also ways that you could like, if you had DSL or cable or dial-up, there was platforms, right? Like AOL, like you would click on AOL to access the internet. But like the internet just exists. Like if you're a computer, no, not a hacker, but you're a computer coder, someone like that can access the internet without using Google. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the public, like the general public, when you say like, what's the internet? And they're like, Google. But it's like, Google's not the internet. Google is a McDonald's that gives you a portal to use features of the internet.
Right, yeah.
The internet is a raw data code of just data transfer. So if you're like a coder, like, so the creepy part of all of this to me is that like, no one thinks about this on like any sort of a daily basis, and it's creepy that like all we have is like what other way do you get on the internet?
Yeah,
like you need that shit.
Can I ask you something? How high and what were you on when you thought of this? How high were you? And how
I think
deep?
about this all the time, actually.
I feel very bad for your brain.
Well, it's like when I get like conspiracy mode and shit. And I don't even, not that there's like a conspiracy behind it, but it's almost just like, and I know that I'm not even going to use, like if I like knew how to code, like what am I going to do with the internet if I had raw connection to it?
No, I love that you said,
like,
I love that you said conspiracy theory too, because when we talked about this, I like went down the same rabbit hole and was like, what are the conspiracy theories that we've had with the internet and like technology? Like, remember Y2K?
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, do you even do you know what it was? Like, they were just like, it's the end of us. It's like an apocalypse. And then it was What was the problem, though?
It was that everyone feared that all the computer systems that we had, no one like anticipated like them, like the dating systems on them to like anticipate like the like accepting like 2000 like.
Yes, I read it. Okay.
That was one theory. That was like one theory. Like there was a few different things.
All right. I'm glad you said that.
That's how I remembered it.
That's what, when I was like looking for it, that's what I read and was like, this is what I understand it is. So why were we scared of it? Like we were going to die.
Well, there was a few avenues though. Cause then there was also the people who just thought like the end of the world. Cause it's like a clean number, right? It's like the clock ticks 99, 2000, this is when God comes and smites us down. Like it had nothing to do with the computers.
Do you know how stressed I was as a kid?
Everybody was.
Like this is not cool.
But okay, then Will Smith drop that fun track and put us all at ease.
Yeah, but this is why our generation has anxiety. Like, do you understand that? Like,
there's a lot of reasons our generation. 9/11, fucking.
Of course, but think about
the economic fucking.
But 9/11, like, it happened. That's something you can't control, right? But we had like people being out there and being like, this is gonna happen based off no evidence. Like 9/11 just happened, right? So yeah, we do have anxiety and whatever.
Right.
But this is like something that didn't need to be said, even if it was gonna happen, right? Like the apocalypse shouldn't be announced.
Right.
Just let it happen.
That's just the good old classic media getting us all whipped up into a frenzy.
Dude, I remember like sitting on my couch and being like, okay, the countdown, and I was like, all right. And then like waiting it out and being like, okay, and like everyone's like, oh, like people are scared. And I remember like it would be like, Happy New Year.
Being like,
and I was like, all right. I'm like, what's supposed to happen?
You're like waiting. Yeah.
But you're like, if the zombies are coming, then you're like, I don't hear any zombies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like looking out the window for asteroids or.
You don't know what you're looking for this apocalypse. You're like, all right, is my TV turning into a robot to kill me? Like, I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like, if they're like, oh, the sun is going to explode in 2020, then you're like looking at the sun like, you good? You good? You good?
What's up, son?
Yeah.
I know we've kissed before.
Yeah. We're going to kiss soon, but shh, play it cool.
I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Yeah. But then, and so remember that, and then now remember again 5G with coronavirus.
That was so
Yo,
dumb.
like,
that
what
was
the
so
fuck?
Dumb. There was not an ounce of me that bought into any of that. Like, the minute I had just like, heard someone mention it and then Googled it, I was like, this is dumb. I wasn't even remotely roped up into that.
I was just like, no.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I was just like, there's no connection.
This is flat earth people shit.
Well, yeah, I was just like, this is someone who's looking to be more scared right now, and I just can't deal with you. Like, we're already going through COVID, and you're gonna be like 5G, and you don't even know what 5G is.
No clue.
Like when you look it up too, and like the articles where people are like 5G is COVID, they don't even know what 5G is. They're like, it's the government is bringing in this internet, and I was like, you think the government is doing all of this to kill us?
Right.
They could like.
There's way easier ways to do that.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. They're gonna kill us slowly. That's because they're trying to turn us into batteries. They're not trying to kill us. They're trying to pull our source energy.
Listen, I could be okay turning into a battery.
You want to be a battery? Just
At
like
this-
be in a pod?
At this point, I just need to be charged. Like,
Yeah. Just juice me up.
Yeah,
something.
juice me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also funny, too, now that you brought up the Y2K, I haven't thought about that in so long. You know what's also dumb about that, too? All the infrastructure, all the computers and stuff, that the scientists that went behind building this shit, these smart mathematicians and all this shit, what do you think? They just, like, left out 2000? Like, they're building all this technology being like, well, I guess it all explodes at 2000. Like, what? Like, we were, whoever, it was probably, like, I bet we could look it up, like, not right now, but, like, I'm sure if we read in history that, like, some news media outlet started that and everybody got all whipped up into a frenzy. But it's like, when you think about it, you're like, how fucking stupid were we to think that, like, they didn't account for 2000?
Stupid. We're kids, you know? I blame the adults.
But yeah.
We're kids. Like, we don't know. Like,
yeah.
I blame the adults. Like, I'm sitting there, like, worried. Like, an adult should have been like, that's not gonna kill us. Like, you're good, you know.
Right.
But adults were like, ah.
Well, I don't think Jude and Carol were like, it's over. When the clock strikes midnight, there's no more air.
But oh God, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I have PTSD.
That is one of the funniest apocalypses I've ever heard. It's
and just
so
the most
to the
casual.
point. So to the point.
But so casual too. Be careful.
Well, that's what's just be careful.
I was like, where did you see? Like,
there are so many amazing.
I'm like, my
layers
mother definitely thinks 5G gave her COVID. Well, I don't know if she's had COVID, but like, she definitely thinks it's like part of COVID.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
It's also crazy that, like, I wonder if she thought that, like, maybe that's happened before. You know what I mean? Like there's been other times where, like, yeah, like maybe that's why she was so casual about the no air thing. Like, oh yeah, there's been times where there's just
she's
been
like, you
no
remember
air.
1998?
Yeah, remember
the
back
blackout.
in 90? Yeah,
the blackout. There was no air.
The no air one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's like it could happen.
I don't think so, because she's never told. I mean, if she did, then she never gave me that advice till now.
Right.
You know, she's never texted
like what
me.
to do if there's no air.
So I don't think so. I was just,
okay.
You know what I mean? I just think that she was high and was like, oh shit, this is real, and was like, no air, and someone described something, used big words, and she said, no
shit.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Close the windows.
So then because I was gonna then ask, like, so then that means, like, if she saw a different apocalypse that was like, it's gonna ice over, or a meteor's gonna hit, so she'd still be like, hey, I heard asteroids are coming around 10 a.m. tomorrow. Be careful. Like, it would still be
She's
like that.
Hide under your bed.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Make sure you get milk.
Yeah.
For
the meteor hits.
Yeah.
Or the asteroid or whatever. Yeah. Just please make sure you have enough toilet paper.
Man,
Lock the door.
I kind of wish.
Lock the door.
Yeah. I kind of wish Carol sent me those types of texts. Hers are more like, they're doing a sale on socks with pockets in them. Would you want me to get you a pair? That was a text I got from her recently. Socks with pockets in them. They're 20% off.
Why does she set you up to be single if she wants you to have a family? Could you imagine if you went on a date and you had fucking socks with pockets?
I mean, I took some pairs. I was like, sure.
Don't show them to a girl, please. Please, those are two.
Socks with pockets?
Yeah, that sets up an alarm. Why does he need so many pockets? He's a serial killer.
I won't tell. I won't.
But talk about the future. Even like the socks are like being like evolutionary.
Socks with pockets. My brother and I were like laughing about it. I was like, hey, Sean, did you get any socks with pockets in them? And he was like, no. And I was like, why? You never felt the need to have pockets in your socks? Come on. Every day, I'm like, I wish these socks had pockets in them.
Someone is listening to me. There is a God. My socks have pockets.
Every goddamn day I wake up and I'm like, God, I wish these socks had pockets.
If only I had a place to put my quarters.
Right.
Like my sock. If my sock had a pocket, my quarters would be there.
Next time I go on a date, I'm not going to tell her I have socks in my pockets. And then I'm going to be like, I got this. And I'm going to pull my credit card out of my sock.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Oh, these? My mom got them for me.
Or even worse, you're like, oh, I got an extra napkin.
You need a handkerchief?
Yeah. Oh, you need a tampon?
Carol always tells me to bring a tampon with me.
As a gentleman.
I have pads, tampons.
Yeah.
What else do you need? There's more than one pocket on these socks.
There's two on each side? I mean, there's one on each side?
I think I don't know. That's a good question.
Aren't those gonna fall though? Like, aren't they gonna isn't
We're
the
gonna
weight
find out
of what you're putting in those pockets? Isn't it gonna go down?
Maybe.
Okay, so tell me if you prefer, since you're so like anti-technology, if you prefer socks with pockets, right? Or like socks with like the ability to like, I don't know, like shoot lasers or I don't know, like count your steps.
Okay.
Maybe.
Which ones would I take? Do the lasers or count my steps one have like wires in them, like a heated blanket, or are they just like regular socks?
However you want them.
If there's some kind of technology that they're just regular ass socks with lasers in them and they don't have like wires and shit in them, I'll take those over the pockets.
Yeah, you see, I feel like the pockets is going backwards. It's like old fashioned.
Here's the thing, Carol's buying it. So like I would never spend money on pockets with socks. But when Carol's
You mean
like,
socks with pockets?
I mean, sorry, yeah. Yeah, the other way around would be a real dumb product.
Pockets with socks. I think, but our pockets do have socks.
Yeah, our pockets are kind of socks.
Yeah, they're socks.
You could make them socks.
Yeah.
They'd be shitty socks, but yeah.
Put your feet in here.
Yeah.
They're hand socks.
Yeah, they're hand socks.
They're hand socks. Yeah.
Like, I would never buy them, but if she's like gonna be like, yeah, I'll get you these, I'm like, let's find out what the deal is. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're an open person, is what I would say.
I'm gonna start telling Carol to include you on some of her deals that she finds.
Yeah.
Then you can start getting some. Hey, Ashlynn, you want some socks with pockets?
Oh, you see, your mom doesn't want that. Because I'm just going to fuck with her all day. Your mom doesn't want to text me. I'm going to bother her. You know what I mean? I'm going to go, Carol, I don't want those, but Chris said he would love those as a surprise. You don't want this, Chris. You don't want this. Because I'm a little chaotic. So you don't want this. You don't want none of this.
Yo, sometimes I've like gotten in these like weird, like my mom's like texted me and been like one time she texted me, she was at like BJ's, like the whole store, like that big, huge like member store. And she texted me one day and she's like, I'm like 31.
Yeah.
She like texts me and she's like, they had these shorts on sale and I got these shorts for you. And they're like, you know, shorts have to be like a specific length and all this shit.
And like style.
Yeah, and like style. These had like cargo. They were like and they were red. You know, not my style.
They were like 8-year-old Chris.
Yeah. And she's like, "Do you want these?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. No thanks." And she's like, "You don't want them? Like, I'm offering to buy you like shorts for this, like to have." And I was like, I'm good, because like if you get them for me, I'm just not gonna wear them. And now it's like a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now.
Why you don't want them?
Yeah, like what?
I can't
like,
do anything for you?
Yeah.
Kate's mom is like that. Kate's mom is like that, where she'll be like, you think Kate will... She like sent me this like ugly ass hat.
Right.
It was like, I don't know what to call them, but they're like one of those old hats that like kind of flop up. I don't... What are they called, babe?
I don't know what their name is.
It's like a
Come
hat
on.
Blossom would wear. It's like like just like a floppy hat. Like something you'd wear like if you're running through a field of flowers type of thing.
But not like, it's the one that opens up too.
Like at the top it's open?
Babe, what am I talking about?
Like a floppy visor?
You had one.
I don't know what the style is called.
Yo,
Who has them on?
your
what
family's the one giving these
Yeah.
hats out and you don't even know what they're called?
She's fucking lying. She just doesn't want me to show you.
She doesn't want to show the hat.
Yeah.
Is it like a hat an old lady would wear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, like I had an old lady who would wear. She like text.
Basic bitch and tall, like, but who has like, I don't like.
Who like never left home.
Who
Yeah.
right, and loves like pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so she texted me and was like, you think Kate would want this for her birthday? And I was like, no, she just gave away a hat that looks like that.
Right.
Like, no. And she's like, I think it would look so cute with her curls. And I
All
was
right, bitch,
like,
and why are you asking me?
yeah. Not even that. I'm like, yeah, why are you asking me? But I'm also like, ew. Like, you think she would look cute with this and curls? Like, what is she, like 80 or 5? Like, what is she in your head? I'm like, cute. I'm like, she's in her 20s.
Yeah.
I want her to look hot and sexy. Don't fucking tell me you want my girlfriend to look cute.
She'll look handsome in this hat.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And she got like mad at me. And I was like, don't ask me. Don't ask me. Like, she gets mad at me when she's like, what does Kate want for Christmas? I don't know. You figure it out yourself, okay? She's your daughter. I'm not like the fucking inventory section here. But my mom also gets mad. Like, she'll be like, oh, I got you some towels. You like towels? I'm like, I'm good right now. Like, I don't need towels. She'll be like, but they're nice. And I'll tell her like the Christmas gift.
Wait, what did she get you? What was it
The
again?
gaming chair.
Oh.
She got me a Fortnite gaming chair, this purple, and it's like for kids, and it's super comfortable. But like, she sent me the picture, and I like looked at it, and I didn't like it, and I checked with Kate, and I was like, you don't really want this in the living room. And Kate was like, I don't really want that in the living room. And I was like, I agree, I don't want it either. So I was like, no, I'm good. She kept asking me, no, I'm good. And then she just showed up with it and was like, Merry Christmas.
Because you know what happened? Because she bought it before asking you and then asked you after she bought it.
No, you know what
that's
happened?
what Carol did to me.
No, you know what happened was that she was like, no, she wants it. No.
She's being modest.
Yeah.
She's just being modest.
I'm like, pay my Con Edison bill. Stop going. Yeah, like.
Yo,
you want to help me?
Yo.
Pay a portion of my rent.
Carol, you hear this? You hear this?
Like, I don't need these fucking towels, and I don't need this gaming chair.
Give me the $15.99 plus tax you were going to spend on those ugly red cargo shorts.
Yes.
I love you, Carol.
Let me buy some lunch,
Yeah,
please. I'm starving.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're talking about food. We should just jump into our segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, we're talking about parenting.
We figured we needed to maybe because we knew we were going to get so angry with technology. That
Yeah.
we had to just do something completely not related
That
to
would make us
technology.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny.
All right, so we got a food segment today, and the way this is going to work is that me and Chris are going to show some images. Now, if you're a listener, I know, you're like, I can't see these images, or I can't see how they look. You can come to our YouTube channel. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, skip to this part and look at it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, like, just don't at me. Don't ever talk to me again.
And if you do go to the YouTube, maybe just like hit subscribe and like do like a review or a rating or make a comment.
You know, like
that.
men just ask for too much. You know, all I'm
Gotta
saying is
ask.
for them to
Gotta
watch.
ask.
And here you are. You know,
I'm just saying if you're already there,
leave them alone. Don't
when
bully.
in Rome.
You're such a bully.
Listen,
You're such a bully.
after you guys are watching your conspiracy videos about not air not being here anymore, head over to Splittin Hairs.
After you're done buying those socks with pockets on Amazon, head over here and
After
subscribe.
you're done doing your purchases and your conspiracies.
Yeah. So we brought dishes like that are like, what did you do? Just Irish or Irish and Italian?
I just stuck with Irish.
Okay.
Because I'm technically more Irish than I am Italian.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What
I
did you
don't ever
do?
want to hear you say that you're Italian. See, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, so I did some
The
stuff.
little mix of both.
I-
Isn't it all the same shit?
It's like things you don't have to say that you're like, oh, I should say this. And we're just like, okay, moving on. Moving on from Chris's bit. No, but they are kind of the same thing. They just cook it differently.
Okay.
There's things like, it is though. There's like rice, beans, chicken.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not, you know, avocado. Like you're not wrong.
Right.
You eat Spanish food, so you're just trying to be funny and you're not.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to be a douchebag.
We could forgive you.
It's called the douchebag character.
No, but so I try to do things that like both of them make
Okay.
like differently, and then like
Right.
it's kind of known.
Okay.
So do you want me to start?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So and Chris is gonna guess what this is called.
Right. So yeah, we're each gonna try to guess what it's called, and maybe I don't know. I'll make a guess as to what's in it. Okay. So I'm gonna call this. It's called a Puerto Rican lasagna, and it's layers of fried plantains and cheese.
Yeah.
Is it really
It's called a pastelón,
a pastelón?
and it has maduros, which is the sweet plantains fried, like you said, and then they have cheese, but they also have ground beef.
Oh, the
So
meat.
it is.
I was missing the meat.
Yeah,
okay,
so
yeah,
it is
yeah.
like a Dominican Puerto Rican lasagna. You're spot on. That's why I picked it too, because I'm like, he's Italian.
Right,
he's
he'll
gonna
recognize. Yeah, he'll recognize it.
he'll
His
recognize-
dumbass will recognize layers with cheese.
Yeah, exactly. This shit is so good.
It looks fucking
It
banging.
is so good, but it is like hard to actually get someone to make it good, because like if the plantains are in a certain way, then it doesn't taste good,
Yeah.
and if the ground beef is not cooked, marinated in a certain way, then it doesn't taste good.
Right.
Like I'm gonna take you to a good spot that they have pastelón, and we're gonna eat pastelón.
I could totally see how you easily fuck this dish
yeah.
up.
So all it has is cheese, sweet fried plantains, and ground beef, and it's just layered exactly like Chris said. Like it's like cheese, plantains, ground beef, cheese, plantains, ground beef, like that. And it is delicious, and the ground beef is like seasoned really well. Oh my god, like I'm getting hungry just looking
I
at it.
mean this in the best way possible. I'm already sweating thinking about eating that.
Yeah.
Like the sweat that I'm gonna have when I'm done eating that is like, it's gonna be so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Because like everything is hot too. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna sweat. All right, let's do one of yours.
Do this first one. Yeah, this is a good one. So yeah. You know the drill.
Oh, my stomach hurts. This looks bad. What is this? Okay, so I'll describe what I'm seeing. I'm seeing potatoes, carrots, sausage, in like this soup. And it's like, I'm going to guess it's like potatoes. I mean, it's Irish, so it's like potatoes and sausage soup.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to guess.
Yeah, so similar to with me guessing on that, you're not that far off. The name, Irish stew. Just Irish stew. And yeah, that's what it is. I think in this one, it looks like a ham or a bacon. So like in Europe,
no, that's a sausage. They just ripped it apart.
That's a bang. Yeah, they call their sausages bangers there.
Yeah.
And their bacon and ham is like weird over there. Like, you know how here we have bacon? It's like these like strips that you can make like crispy or not. Over there, it's more like a weird kind of fatty ham, and it's never crispy and super gross and very rubbery.
Well, I gotta tell you, like, I'm glad we looked at this because I was hungry, and now this killed my appetite.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It just looks so
bland,
so lifeless. You know,
most good.
And I'm not judging it, but I'm
no. I want you to judge it. It's really like the Irish food is most Irish food is best with bread and butter.
It's
because
gruel.
You need to.
It's just gruel.
Yes.
Yeah. It's gruel.
Yeah.
Like Kate's mom makes like shepherd pie, chicken pot pie.
Right.
And they're like, don't you love it? And I'm like, it's great. It tastes good. And Kate's mom could cook, but I'm like, it's gruel. Yeah. I want to eat it when it's like raining and shitty outside. Yeah. Like, it's gruel.
Well, we were talking about St. Patrick's Day. What's the number one dish? Corned beef and cabbage. Boiled meat and boiled leaves.
I like putting it on a sandwich.
It's great. Yeah. With mustard. Hell yeah.
Kate's aunt makes a mean corned beef and cabbage, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I look forward to it. Her aunt, she goes ham. All right, so this is my second one here. All right.
Okay. I mean, the name is gonna obviously be. I think it's called a savory creme brulee, like a savory cupcake.
All right, what are you seeing?
So in terms of what it is, I think the bottom is. It looks like a beef, like a marinated beef over like a. For people listening, it kind of looks like a tall, hardened kind of like almost crab cake, but it's made probably with like a cornmeal or like some sort of like something similar to like a paella almost, maybe like.
So this is a skirt steak mofongo.
Okay.
And so remember we were talking about like sweet plantains?
Yeah.
These are green plantains. Oh. Like tostones.
Okay.
And they like mash it and make it into this like kind of like not hard because it's like soft the minute you like rip it apart.
But you can mold it.
They mold it and then they put like some kind of meat on top. And sometimes what they do too is like they'll put the meat inside.
Okay.
Like you can do like a shrimp mofongo with like skirt steak on top.
Right.
And like this is like very Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah. And Dominicans eat this too, but it's both sides
really
eat it, but
Puerto
this is
Rican.
like
Yeah, this looks bang. Now I'm getting hungry again.
This is fucking delicious.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry again now.
I'm going to take you to I'm going to take you to Puerto Rico. You want to eat Spanish food, real fucking good Spanish food? Puerto Rico, bro.
Down.
The best.
Down.
So what'd you think it was called? You got to give it a name.
I called it the savory creme brulee.
But give it a name. Like a short one.
It's tough because you already told me that it's mofongo.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think of like.
All right. So,
do the two. No. Yeah, save that one for last.
Okay, I think I know what this is.
Okay, so this, for people watching, like, some people might be like, oh, that's a British breakfast, but it's an
Irish breakfast.
It's also Irish breakfast. And I think someone's probably going to get mad at me that if they know this. I think the main difference with the Irish versus English is these here, the blood sausages. So do you know what these are? This is literally blood of like, I think like a pig and a cow, and they like coagulate the blood and then like
fry it
with some herbs and then like bake it into this like thing that you can just like eat.
So this is what I'm seeing here, okay? I'm seeing a lot of meat. That's what it looks like to me, right? Like I thought this was gonna. This looks like sausage. It looks like salami, but like
shit,
really.
Sorry, I realized I was telling. Sorry, I totally forgot that we were.
No,
my bad.
You were mansplaining the breakfast.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can't help yourself.
I forgot about the segment part.
Yeah, you always forget about this show. You're so inconsiderate. So what I'm seeing is it looks like 2 salamis. like Dominican salami.
Yeah.
2 salamis like really burnt, like someone didn't know how to cook it. And then this looks like gruel. And then I'm seeing like 2 bratwursts. Is that a bratwurst?
I mean, they're sausages.
Okay.
But they're not specifically bratwurst.
Okay. And then this looks like tomato on the side. This is all on a skillet, and there's an egg in the middle, so I know it's breakfast. And then they have beans, like kidney beans. And tomatoes, and then some mushrooms here. So I'm going to call this the make you shit but make you constipated meal. That's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this 50-50.
Yeah.
It's an Irish breakfast?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, an Irish.
Yeah.
It's just similar to the Irish, just Irish, and then real simple. Irish stew, Irish breakfast.
I know.
Not real complex over there.
I see why. You know why I got the name of it? Because like I worked at an Irish restaurant.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I knew exactly what it was when I looked at it.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It's
Yeah, I know about Irish things.
It's good.
All right. It's good.
It's good. Like I've been in the mood for that before.
I've also had like an Irish breakfast where it's corned beef like chopped up.
Yeah, like with
like
the egg,
instead
like
of
a corned beef omelet.
instead of like the blood sausage.
Yeah.
But it had like the sauce, like it had the bratwurst or whatever looked like bratwurst, and then it had the peppers, the mushroom, the beans, and the egg, but it had ground beef instead, like chopped up kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Like ground beef. It looked like ground beef,
right?
But like corned beef. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that shit shreds.
This is my third one. So I didn't choose a meal. I chose a drink.
Okay.
For my third one.
Okay.
Switch it up on you.
So
describe what you're seeing and.
So I mean, just looking at it looks like a glass of milk with an orange for a garnish.
Okay.
I know it's obviously not that. My guess is that it's some sort of a creamsicle tasting cocktail.
Yeah.
It probably has like rum or like something. What's that fucking liqueur called? That's like a white rum thing. Anyway, I can't think of the name of it, but it's probably like rum with like coconut cream, and like maybe rum, coconut cream, and like maybe like orange juice or some flavored liqueur. You're not gonna die if you get it
wrong. You're not gonna die.
You know what it is? Because I used to make cocktails, so I'm like trying to figure it out, but I also can't taste it.
What do you think it's called?
A tall glass of vitamin D. Calcium.
I'm so glad you're not in the business of naming things.
Yeah.
It would be very like straightforward.
Yeah.
Sneakers wouldn't even be, if you created sneakers, they wouldn't be called sneakers. They'd be like things you walk on your feet with.
Yeah.
That's how you keep describing things.
Yeah.
So this is Morir Soñando.
Oh, that's way prettier of a name.
So wait until I tell you what it means. But so this is evaporated milk.
Okay.
With orange juice and sugar. And the orange juice should be fresh orange juice, so you gotta like squeeze it and stuff like that. And you shake it. You shake it and then you pour it over ice and you serve it immediately because it gets like
curdled.
Yeah. This shit is so delicious because it's like refreshing but sweet because of the orange juice, like the fresh orange juice, and it sounds gross but is fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And the name of it is Morir Soñando, and that's basically means like die dreaming.
Really?
Yeah, like morir is like to die, and then soñando means dreaming.
This is a very weird sounding drink.
So I don't know if it was called Morir Soñando because it like was like, you know, you die dreaming, like it's like a dream in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm assuming that it means. Like it's like so good that you're like dying in your dream. You know, it's like a sweet death. Like it's like the last.
It's so fucking good though.
That's
like
so
you have to have one.
Weird. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the bubble tea shit. I know there's not like the bubbles in it, but it's like the dairy with the citrus and the fruit flavors. Like weird.
Yeah, it's so good though.
We'll have that with the mofongo.
What's fun? Yeah. Oh my god. Or you would have to have that with the mofongo because with the pastelón it'll be too sweet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The pastelón is too sweet. What's funny though is that I don't know why this came to my head, but when I worked at the bar, there was this kid who worked as a security guard. I didn't let me put that full just in case. I don't know. There was this guy who worked as a security guard, and he had a lot of dreams. Like he'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a baseball player. Yo, I'm gonna be a rapper." Like it changed. Yo, I'm gonna be a model. And they used to call him Morir Soñando.
I like how this dude had a lot of dreams, lot of goals.
But they called him Morir Soñando, and that shit was so funny because it's like he also was like light skinned, so it looked like the drink. But then it was like, yo, you're always dreaming you're gonna die before you complete all your dreams. You know?
Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah,
that's great. I like a deep cut nickname like that. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to your third one, which Chris so maturely named Chris Food 69. I was like, look, I did A1, A2, A3. He did Chris 1, Chris 2, and then he realized, no, I need to be immature. I can't be mature. I can't do things in an orderly fashion.
I'm not good at indexing.
Sure. You literally go, name them in numbers so that, you know, you don't name them in what they are so that we don't know what it is. Right. And you go, okay. And then I see 1, and then I see 2, and then I get 69.
Because I'm airdropping them.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, God, who do I work with? What the fuck? Yo, let me tell you something. When I was growing up, I didn't have Christmas till I was like 12. I didn't celebrate Halloween till I was like 12 too. Like I didn't grow up with a lot of money. Like there was times where the light got cut off. But this shit is the poorest shit I've ever fucking seen. This shit right here is the poorest thing I've ever seen. And I had no lights once in my life. This is a slice of bread, 2 slices of bread, in the middle, potato chips. Just plain potato chips. Not barbecue, not, nothing. Not chicken and ranch, nothing. Just chips, like Lay's. They look like Lay's. They look good. The chips look good, but they are the sandwich. This is a sandwich chip. This is a sand chip. That's what it's called. It's called a sand chip. Chip sand. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Who eats this?
So, whoever
eats this needs to GoFundMe.
Yo, people in Ireland eat this shit, okay? So, these chips, you're completely right about everything you just said.
Yeah.
These chips are like an Irish chip that they have. Now, I have extended family that are from this area called Dundalk, which is like just north of Dublin, right?
Yeah.
And we visited them before. And the last time we were there years ago, we were hanging out with them for a few days. And at one point, they're like, oh, you want some? They were like, we know it probably sounds crazy, but you want this sandwich that we like. It's really good. And you're missing one ingredient, butter. And they're missing a shit ton of ingredients. Yeah.
Like meat.
Like meat.
Yeah.
Yo, and it is just like, that's it. And it was
Does it taste good? It's probably savory, right?
It's like fine. It's not like I've never craved it before where I was like,
what do they call it?
Just like a chip sandwich.
Oh, I'm a fucking genius.
Yo, it is the weirdest. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And you know what's funny? Yo, Ireland, like, you never been, yo, they're like a different kind of poor there. Like they're, yo, like my extended family, they still heat their house with coal. Like they have to heat up their water in the morning to like take a shower later, like with coal. Like it's like different. It's like different. It's not even like, it's like trying to compare like rugby.
Some people on the island, like Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, have to do that.
Yeah.
My mom used to have to do that when she lived in DR.
Yeah.
She would have to like heat up water and then like use an outdoor shower and like stuff like that.
But then they have like the internet.
Yeah. Well, she didn't because it was back then. But
well, right. Yeah. But like now, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, right? So it's like different. Like, and I think this is probably something that like you probably eat as like a kid when you're there. Yeah. And then like maybe if you're older and you're like eating junk food, you're like, oh, I'm going to make this chip sandwich.
Right. But it looks like a beach stuff too. Like, I mean, there's no beaches in Ireland, right?
Well, they're just rocks and it's cold, but yeah.
So there's no beaches in Ireland? Yeah. You're talking to a Puerto Rican over here. Yeah. So there's no beaches, right? Yeah. Though there's water, but there's no beaches, right? Yeah. So you take this to the rocks.
Yeah, you take this to the rocks.
Seems fitting.
Yeah.
Seems fitting.
You take this to Galway. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our food segment. This is disgusting. The chip sandwich.
I don't know if you noticed. I didn't choose like I was trying to really accentuate the plainness of the Irish cuisine.
No, you sold them. You sold them for me. I'm going over there ASAP.
Yo, it's crazy though. Like London and Dublin, like we had some good food, and they do have like some good foods, like the butter, like the dairy in Ireland is really fucking good. But by and large, you're like, have you people heard of salt? Like, have you like, you'll get like this roasted chicken, they'll put it in front of you, you're like, this looks good, and then you bite it, and you're like, how is this plain?
You see, it's the opposite in Puerto Rico.
Oh, I bet.
Like it's so salty. You're like, have you ever heard of heart attacks?
Right.
Like, do you know how heart attacks happen?
Yeah, but this tastes great.
No, I'm gonna eat this to the day I die. Like, I will eat all of this and die right here and be completely happy. But it's like, have you heard of like sodium is what sodium does to us?
Sodium's the killer. Yeah.
Do you have a would you rather? I have one.
No, I didn't write one.
Okay, all right. Would you rather live in a world where technology runs your life? You still have some thoughts, but technology runs your life, or live in a world where you eat chip sandwiches every day and nothing else?
All right. Live in a world where technology runs your life. You have your thoughts. There's some freedom there, but it runs your life. When you say runs my life, like
no. We're not explaining it. This is however you see it, and then, or you rather eat chip sandwiches only for the rest of your life. Only. All right. 1, 2. Do not make a big mistake here, Chris. 3. Have
let
technology run my life.
Hell
yeah.
Because it already does.
Yeah. There's just no way I'm eating that for the rest of my life.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
All right. Later, guys.
See ya.
Enjoy the 4th. I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July with your chip sandwiches.